Hey everybody, I'm Daniel, and I am a Christian. And today, I would like to show you something fun. You guys up for fun? Let's see. It's right over here. It's hanging down next to that wall. That's what we like to call the pendulum. Now, a pendulum can be a lot of fun. And as a Christian, I like to have fun. I also like to learn things. And there's a lot of really good science that you can learn from a pendulum. Right?
You're a scientist. You can try this too.
I know! And of course, science is just knowledge gained by a systematic study. And that systematic study can be observation, experimentation, etc. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are of the opinion that you're not allowed to talk about science unless you have some sort of a degree or a doctorate or something like that. Which I find weird because by that same criteria, I wouldn't be allowed to talk about things like history or grammar. But I figure, okay, maybe I'm not qualified to talk about scientific things. So on my cross-country travels, I hiked through New Hampshire, and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in here at Dartmouth, and I'll go talk to them and see what they have to say about the matter.
I just can't control my beat. I just can't control my beat. I just can't control my beat.
Science is fun. And as a Christian, I agree with science. Because see, not only do I enjoy science, but I enjoy the person who created science, and that of course would be God. And so, for me to disregard the laws of science that God has set in order in this universe would be silly. Like gravity. Check out this cup. I predict that when I let go of this cup, it is going to hurl itself at the ground. Hey, look at that. Bet you didn't know I was a prophet, did you? Did you? See, in the book of Colossians chapter 1, God tells us this, that by Him were all things created. Everything that's in the heaven, everything that's in the earth, everything that's visible, everything that's invisible. Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by Him and for Him. He is before all things, and by Him all things consist. Which means not only did He create everything and put it in order, but He actually upholds it. He keeps it together. So the study of science, the reason why it's a systemized study is because God is a systemized God. He put a plan into action, He put organized things into place, and now we can study it, we can observe it, and we can learn from that. Because if there is no such thing as a God, if there is no such thing as a designer, if there's no such thing in creative, special, intelligent design, then there's really nothing that we can study. Because I may drop the cup and gravity will work today, but tomorrow maybe gravity will pull away from the earth. Who knows? It's crazy like that. But since God is still on His throne, I know that gravity is going to work 100% of the time, and that's the way His laws work. Not only are there moral laws that He puts in place, but there's also physical laws. And so that brings me to the pendulum. Now, a pendulum is just something suspended from a fixed point, allowing it to move to and fro by the action of gravity and acquired momentum. Or, in more simple terms, it's a bowling ball attached to a wire hanging from a tree. Of course, that's not a tree, but it's close. It's hanging from something. So who discovered the pendulum? Well, truthfully, God did. God created it back in the very beginning. But Galileo, I believe, is the one credited with it. Galileo, or maybe it was Figaro. I'm not sure. Now, what can you do with God's laws? Well, gravity is certainly something that, that can be dangerous if it's abused or if it's violated. But you could also harness gravity, and you could add lift and thrust to it, and next thing you know, you have airplanes, and that's pretty handy. But before you can manipulate or harness a law, you have to learn the law. But you can never violate the law, because that can have deadly consequences, such as the law of the pendulum. The pendulum will never come back higher or further than where it started. See, the only way that it's going to come back higher is if you put extra energy into it. So when you're a person on a swing set, you are a human pendulum. And if you don't swing your legs and use your body leverage into it, you're just going to keep swinging until you stop in the middle. But as soon as you start adding energy, then you'll start to swing out. But just a normal pendulum doesn't have any energy added to it. Alright, so let's say that you do choose to violate one of God's laws, even though you don't believe in it. And you're free to do so if you want. But around here, that's what we like to refer to as a bad thing. So something that would be very useful for each and every one of you to do is to not only learn God's physical laws, but learn about His moral laws as well. And you can find out that as a human being, you don't measure up. You lie, you cheat, you steal, you covet. We're all the same. And so I'm a Christian, which means that I have a personal relationship with Christ, and through Christ I have forgiveness of my stupidity, which is a wonderful thing, because I am incredibly stupid and I deserve eternal punishment. And we all do. And we're all going to get it unless we turn to Christ, because He's the only way out. And so please, learn His moral law. Don't violate His moral laws, because there are consequences. The thing about His physical laws is there can be immediate consequences, like a smashed face, or hurling yourself at the ground at a rapid rate of speed. And actually, they found out scientifically it's not the fall that kills you, it's just that sudden stop at the end. So until next time, I'm Daniel, and this has been the Law of the Pendulum, and other such things.
This is beautiful TNG.
But don't think about it better.
You just got the sunshine. Yeah. Good time. Boogie. Don't you think it's sunshine? You just got the good time. You just want the good time. Yeah. Good time. Sunshine. Ain't nobody fun. Good time. You want that good time. Good time. You want that sunshine. Ain't nobody fun. Good time. You want that good time. Dancing all night long. Good time.
You know what? You want to know what my favorite part about that was? It was a dust bowl and none of you moved. You kept boogieing it. You didn't blame it on the dust. You blamed it on the boogie. And that's what's great about Dartmouth.